Vortex, can you see my face? It doesn't even matter. I'm not a looker, right? Who said that? Nicky Fruit Loop said that. You're right. You right as rain, honey. I guess it just depends on who's looking though, right? Because some people look at me and they think that I'm really, really beautiful. But I think it's more my spirit and my chi. And the fact that I hate women. I think that misogyny is super attractive to men. For reasons that I totally understand. But contrary to how it probably seems, I actually don't enjoy hating women. I'd much rather not hate them, but at the same time, if they behaved better, maybe I'd feel differently, you know? I mean, I don't really hate them. If I hated them, I would say, have another abortion, Heather. I'm sure her name's Heather. Right? Have another abortion. Eat more birth control. What else? What else would I say if I hated women? Keep taking that SSRI. No? And most women are on antidepressants. And I don't understand what the fuck they have to be depressed about, considering the fact that they literally have everything handed to them. So, I don't get it. Ooh, come back, Vortex. I have placed you on the tripod, and in case you don't know, the tripod sucks. Okay, but you're gonna know pretty soon. Whenever I say something, I usually prove it within 5 minutes. I did stand-up comedy tonight at Twin Caves. I took a week off because I injured my back pretty bad. But what's really cool is that, like, I did some material that I knew was probably not gonna hit because people are so afraid to laugh at something that they think is at the expense of the LGBT freak show, okay? Now, I really don't even care about the freak show that much. Before they started fucking with kids, I really didn't care because I wanted to believe that they weren't gonna go that route, you know? I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt that they wouldn't be bouncing toddlers on their knee in a public school in a library, you know, fighting for the right to do that. It's just such a strange thing that we live in a world that's just so, I mean, I guess it's not that strange because it's just the way of the world. It's like the world is proving that the world is the world, you know? So when people complain about it, it's just so weird to me. I guess because, I don't know, the schizophrenia told me this stuff a long time ago. The stuff that a lot of people, it takes them like 20 years to figure it out. And even then, they still trust the media. They still have an American flag. They still, like, you know, they still have that flag waving proudly in front of their house as if this country is worth dying for. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's so weird to me. But I guess I'm just not into the identity stuff because I'm adopted, so I never really felt like I was part of anything. My whole family, like, they're really, really vanilla. And, you know, they march in lockstep with, like, everything the media says. They take their booster shots, you know. Now, they're not politically correct in regards to, like, you know, a lot of stuff that is going on. Like, they're not liberals. But at the same time, they're like, they might as well be liberals because they believe in booster shots. You know? I mean, like, it's just kind of ridiculous that anybody would trust the science at this point. Okay? Like, it's just retarded. This country is retarded. The majority of people live here are just so stupid. But anyway, I feel like a piece of shit, though, whenever I say that. Because, like, I'm bitching about my own countrymen. I'm bitching about my nation. I'm bitching about people that I honestly feel guilty for not feeling more connected to. And I've always felt that way. About my country, about my family, about my boyfriends. You know, I'm just like, I just want to go off into the woods and die. You know, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I'll say it until I actually do it. Because it's frustrating to me that so many people, like, expect, it's like, it's the social programming of you do this, and now you do this, and now you do this. Now, have you noticed that this is all people do? That didn't even have to have a fucking social programming regime. That was just like, here you go. Do you want to forget that you're a person? Do you want to forget that you had children? Do you want to forget that your wife is fucking disgusting and fat and gross and you do not want to have sex with her? Well, here go you a phone so you can forget that you exist. Have fun doing this for the rest of your natural born life, buddy. See, I really need to do jokes on technology a lot more, but it's so hard for me to, like, put all my stuff together. Like, I was really struggling tonight with that. And I mean, it's whatever. Like, you know, it's an open mic. It's not that important. But, like, I just get frustrated with myself when, you know, it's like I have this vision in my head of, like, what I want. And then there are all these things that I say on a regular basis that are so fucking funny and true and amazing. But I can never say them on stage, okay? The stuff that I do say on stage that happens to work, it's a fucking miracle, dude. That's God. That's God in action, honey, because it ain't me. I fucking suck at organizing anything. And no, I don't say I have disorganized schizophrenia to be cool or to fit in with a really awesome TikTok crowd that makes up fucking ticks for fun. Notice that all those people are trans. Legion, right? It's fucking Legion. And that's something I realized recently about myself. And I felt like I made this magical discovery when I realized this. But, you know, sin begets sin. Just like blessings beget more blessings. So, you know, me taking it upon myself to do my own research and study mental illness and really understand who I am as a person, but understand, like, the condition that I have and understand, you know, just mental illness in general. You know, it's really, really paid off, and I've helped a lot of people because of that. And it led me down this path of comedy, which led me to Jesus Christ. And what convinced me to do that? Weed! Weed! Weed told me, throw your psychiatric medication away and just smoke me, okay? If weed doesn't talk to you, you're the problem, okay? That's fine too. I haven't done this joke, but I think it's really funny, but I have to say it in the right context or it won't make sense. But I thought of this and I thought it was really brilliant. You know that saying, like, that's like the pot calling the kettle black? Well, maybe I could just say it like this. That's like the pot calling me a disorganized schizophrenic. Am I right? Am I right or are we right? running with this whole identity of being schizo or whatever. Look, I'm crazy. That's really the best one in the bag, dude. So you should be proud that I've achieved this, okay? I can go in and out of borderline personality, though, I'll tell you that. I am still a woman. But it's mainly whenever I feel like I'm being abandoned, or whenever I feel like I'm forgotten about or something. And it can be the smallest thing too. Like if I'm waiting for something and then like they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about you." It's like, yeah, I already knew that, but it's like I'm so used to that. And you'd think that that would be an issue since I'm adopted, so it's like obviously I was chosen in a pretty short time period from when I was born. But you know, it's always gonna feel like rejection. No matter like how like pro-life people want to paint that. You know, they don't know. Most of them have no idea what that's like to experience that. And I was thinking about this and just in relation to mental illness in general. The reason why the left is so insane is because the right is so boring. You are so boring. And they look at you and they say, I don't want to get married and have kids and shop at Walmart and drive a minivan and watch sports that are rigged and vote in elections that are rigged and believe the TV people. Oh, I believe these TV people because they're not those TV people. And I like to pretend that this politician is not raping kids. They all are raping kids. But this is what I'm talking about. That fucking bubble. It's Bubbleville. America is Bubbleville. But anyway, I know that when I talk about America, I sound like such a fucking liberal though. Like, I sound like a communist. But I mean, I'm a Christian communist, okay? That does make people think. Because they're like, wait, what? Exactly. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's like making people think. Because thinking hurts, you know? It fucking hurts. That's why people get so mad about it. They're like, no, you're not gonna make me think. Fuck you. I hate it when I have to do anything that's out of the ordinary, okay? I just want to stare at my phone and receive brain food. Dopamine is brain food, okay? It's easier to say brain food than neurotransmitter because most people don't know what the fuck a neurotransmitter is. Okay, but anyway. Yeah, so I was just thinking about like trans people and like just, yeah, all these motherfuckers on TikTok. It's mainly women, of course. Because women are so easily influenced, which is why you should never trust them, okay? Like, my reasons for being a misogynist, my reasons for being sexist, my reasons for saying everything disparaging about women that I have said has everything to do with psychology. Like, you can make it about religion all you want. I've always been a misogynist, honey, long before I realized I was more conservative, okay? And I really don't even like to identify that way politically because I'm too much of a freak to even be thought of as conservative. I mean, I do conserve, obviously. I mean, I still have a flip phone, y'all. Most conservatives can't say that because they're addicted to gab. Yeah, I'm sure Andrew Torba is going to save you and your family from being forced vaccinated. I'm sure. I'm sure that Andrew Torba cares so much about you. See, this is how gullible Christians are. They obviously like don't read the Bible because they don't understand how evil and disgusting and sick and twisted this world is. And that there's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that you are going to do to be able to fix that. Okay? Like, you can say that I'm a stone cold cynic and, you know, I'm hopeless and gloom and doom. No, I'm not, baby. No, I'm not. Because I got the kingdom of heaven up here. I got the kingdom of heaven in here. Y'all motherfuckers want to look to the world for that shit, and that's your biggest problem. Anyway, this is good, Brand. I know, dude. I didn't smoke pot today, that's why. I was offered it multiple times.
and I refused it every single time. I just don't feel like it. My chest hurts anyway. There's no point doing something that's just gonna make me feel guilty. Also, I can get high, which I've never done that, right? I have no idea what that's like. But okay, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, but I was watching this video that like the transgender person did about like just this mental illness epidemic and all that. And I think it's really obvious, like people that are on, like, let's just say the mental illness spectrum, all right? People that are on that spectrum can more easily identify what the problems are in this country than people that are normal and boring and plebeian sheep, okay? And this is the main reason why, not just like, oh, people join the left or whatever. I think it's the reason why people don't want to vote. It's the reason why, I mean, there's no point voting anyway, but it's like the reason why people like don't want shit to do with politicians. They don't want shit to do with religion, like church. They don't want to go to church. It's because they see those people as so boring and lame, and they keep proving over and over again that that's fucking true, you know? And it's like, how can you expect to entice people with boring? Like, don't you want to live a boring life? Don't you want to... I mean, the thing is, I don't look at it like that. Like, I worship God, and it's like the highlight of my day. Like, anytime that I'm talking to God, it's the best part of my day, okay? That's not boring at all. I feel like I live a very fascinating life. But the thing is, though, if I take the advice that Republicans told me to take, Republicans that believe in medication, all right? It's not the left. Like, y'all have the same problem. You just want to put everybody in this little box. And then you're so shocked that people rebel from that. And then they end up putting themselves in another box, which is silly. And it's a box where they pretend that they have motor tics and get a fucking mastectomy or whatever. It's like, yeah, that seems really silly and ridiculous, and like, oh, obviously these people are sick and degenerate and all that. But it's like the way that you treat them is the sole reason why they went over there. It did that. Y'all can't accept the fact that there are people that are different. There are people that don't fit the mold. And like I've said, if the right will like repeatedly dodge difficult questions and they will just avoid things that they don't understand or they don't relate to, I just call those people like, you know, freaks of nature. Not that we aren't, but because they're scared. Because they're scared, they don't understand. But then they want to act like they're people of God. And that's just so ridiculous. The trans community is possessed, dude. Like, I don't think that, like, certain trans people are, but I would say that the community itself is. But you know how easy it is for people that don't understand something to just vilify it because they don't get it? You see this all the time with so many different things, whether they're political or not. It's like blood sports for these motherfuckers, okay? They don't care about people. They only care about their little demographic, and if you really think about it, it's only for narcissistic purposes, so they really don't care. The only people that care are people that are willing to be called freaks and yelled at and misunderstood and misrepresented and lied about and manipulated and all that shit. Now hopefully they're wiser than to be manipulated by these schmucktards. But you know, I've seen it happen though. there are a lot of really smart people on the internet, but they're not wise, and because they're not wise, they keep getting screwed over. And you know, I feel sorry for them because it's the nature of the beast system that is the internet. The beast system that cares only about money, okay? Everything's a transaction. That is a narcissistic trait. People that have that personality disorder look at everything like it's a transaction. So, you know, there were people in my life back in the day that I thought were really important, you know? I thought that I was important to them, but I wasn't. Because I couldn't offer them what they wanted from me. Maybe I could at some point. Or maybe they just grew up. They grew over me or something. But it's like I think about that a lot. A lot of this stuff that I've wanted to do in relation to politics, I'm like, it's really good that none of that shit worked out. It's really good that none of these people contacted you and you have just avoided it. So I do think that that's God, because I know that I'm talented and I know that I'm saying and doing things in a way that nobody else is, but at the same time I almost feel like it's too authentic, because people are so boring right now. This world is so boring that they will listen to a podcast for 3 hours, okay? That is how boring this world is. People will listen to somebody talk to a microphone. They'll watch that. They'll watch somebody talk into a microphone for 3 hours, dude. I mean, I get it. I mean, we've always been boring as a society, I think, but yeah, it's just so weird, like the stuff that people find entertaining, or the stuff that people, they'll listen to it and then they'll think that, you know, they're really smart because they follow this person who's educating the public about the dangers of vaccines. You should try already knowing that before you get on the internet. You should try having instincts rather than having to watch some fucking podcast that talks about it. I mean, I understand that the internet is really useful because, you know, there's a lot of information on there, obviously. There's so many things you can learn about yourself and about the world and about various things. And it makes me so ashamed of the human race. I tell this to the aliens all the time. It makes me so ashamed of the human race that, like, the kind of stuff that they do on the internet is only, like, self-destructive. But, yeah, like, I just think, like, it's so, like, sad that with such an amazing tool that we have, like, literally at our fingertips all the time, that people would just choose to watch the same boring shit and listen to the same boring shit, or, like, you know, keep regurgitating the same talking point. I mean, it's like somebody mentioned this, like, on, I think it was, like, Telegram or something. They were like, oh, the transgender bathroom issue, that's been going on for years. It's like, dude, have you not realized that everything in America is a psych op? Have you not realized that? Like, it's the same reoccurring issue because they're never going to deal with it. So it's the same distraction, like, over and over again. That's why, okay, from this time to this time, this political event happens. And then from this time to this time, this political event happens. And, like, it's so funny how people haven't realized, okay, it's been what, like a week and a half, now it's time for another mass shooting. How about that? We need
need another person on a fucking antidepressant to take an AR-15 into a school, and it's like, I really don't give a fuck about guns. I think it's ridiculous that, like, because I've heard a lot of so-called Republicans say that, like, oh, we need some kind of gun control. No, we don't.
You can't control guns if you can't control the people. That's what you really want. You want to control the people, but you can't control the people, so you think you control the guns. It's fucking stupid. You're a fucking well-wishing piece of shit, dude. Like, all these people are just so unrealistic in the way they look at things. If you want to end gun violence, you don't start with guns, you start with violence in general. What makes people violent? I mean, I know you can't prevent all of it, but I guarantee you, if you address those issues, that might actually get you somewhere, rather than just talking about guns. I don't like guns either, by the way. They freak me out. Like, anytime I see a gun on somebody's holster or whatever, I don't like it. I try to get away from that person. So, I'm definitely not a Republican.